Xbox is improving on some features and adding a new one here officially to Xbox's game bar, which will help people get through games. Microsoft Flight Simulator looks like that one is coming over to the PlayStation 5 this year. We have some more games that are being added to the retro classics here for Xbox Game Pass. Battlefield 6 performance numbers are coming out, just how you're going to be able to play them across the different consoles. So we'll talk about that plus a couple of other things. But before we start, if you do enjoy daily gaming news and content, make sure to hit the subscribe, share the video, like it, all that stuff. For now, let's get into it. One of the best features that Xbox does have right now in their ecosystem is the cross-save feature, being able to access your games on any device, syncs up with the cloud, works very seamlessly, something that I've enjoyed throughout this generation and used it jumping from the handheld to the console to my PC to just playing on the cloud on my phone. It's been awesome. And it looks like now they're making it even easier for games to implement the cross saves between the console and the PC. This is one of the latest innovations for the PlayFab game saves. This is detailed on Microsoft's official website. And they say this is going to be benefiting for lots of developers when they're shipping their titles on the Xbox ecosystem, which of course will be a huge thing here going forward. How this shipping games on the Xbox ecosystem is going to function with the next gen, with the Play Anywhere, with PC and Xbox integration, potentially getting the ecosystem changed up where you're getting Steam and stuff accessible. How all that's going to play into the Xbox ecosystem and how games are shipping is a big question here, where there'll be a big advantage for developers on the Xbox ecosystem versus the other ecosystem because of all of these features and giving players just more access and ways to play their games. But these are the benefits that you're going to be getting here with the improvements to the cross saves. It says, we're excited to announce the public preview of PlayFab Game Saves, a new service designed to make player data management easier, more robust, and more flexible so you can deliver a frustration-free player journey. It says here, connects players' progress to your game instead of individual devices or platforms so they can continue their journey anytime from any device. And to me, right off of the bat, that is telling me that they're making sure that the game easily is playable as this ecosystem does open up, potentially going into the next gen. The whole Play Anywhere feature thing is just going to be tied to the game, so they really will only have to put out that one version of the game rather than have a console version and a PC version. It's just the Xbox version on any device. Say here, eliminates the complexity of implementing cross-platform synchronization so you can focus on delivering a great gameplay. Supports online and offline play with control of transitions between those states. Minimizes the chance of version conflicts by enabling flexible game save layout with clear dependency boundaries. I've ran into the version conflicts a couple of times. It is annoying because you have to go back to the previous console or PC that you were on, load it up there, save it, make sure it's loaded up properly and that the game does get turned off after that, and then go to the your next device and then it will sync. It doesn't happen very often, but I have ran into that a couple of times. It helps players seamlessly transition between devices and platforms to maintain a consistent point of progression, provides contextual cues to assist players in making informed conflict resolution and single point of progress decisions when needed, delivers geo-aware cloud storage and fast synchronization to improve performance and reliability, and recovers players from bad states with support of version rollback, which is coming soon, and works with the Xbox provided background uploader and title callable UI where available. So those are all the big changes, the big upgrades that is being worked on here to make the cross save better. They also say here, right now, PlayFab Game Saves is in the limited public preview, and that Microsoft is particularly keen to support cross saves with Steam in order to support the upcoming ROG Xbox Ally handheld. So that part is pretty cool. They are using these PlayFab game saves designed due to the rapid growth of the handheld adoption, combined with the fact that the most engaged and valuable players tend to play across multiple devices and platforms. So saves being spread across different platforms and different pieces of hardware. To me, this is where I've always thought if gaming could get to something like this, where you're not restricted on where and how you play your games, and you can bring that save over so you don't have to restart your game if you're deciding to play it via Steam or whatever. It's a huge win, in my opinion, for gamers. And the fact that Xbox is here being at the forefront of this, I think we'll see this really start to roll out as we move forward over the next couple of years. And of course, the handhelds, like they say, are playing a major role in it, which leads me to believe you have the Xbox ROG Ally, and we're going to be seeing a lot more Xbox branded handhelds in the future. The other thing that Xbox is rolling out here is more AI, but this type of AI is to help you get through games if you are having issues. This is the Copilot beta, which is now coming to the Windows, PC, and Xbox on mobile. I've actually seeded and tried it out within my game bar just the other day, and it works like it's supposed to work. It works like any of those AIs that you have. You ask it a question, and it will help you get through a part of the game if you do end up getting stuck. They say here that as of right now, it's going into the game bar and it's in the Xbox mobile app, and that overall that they've been rolling this out to players aged 18 and older on PC game bar and to the Xbox app, and they'll be putting that out in October. So right now it's in the game bar if you go there, but it'll be coming to the app in October with regional support everywhere except mainland China. And they say players trying gaming Copilot for the first time are encouraged to try voice mode to get help with what's happening on their screen. So you're in the middle of a game, something's on your screen is going on. It would get annoying to have to like go into the Copilot, type something in, and then just wait for the answer there. It takes you out of the immersion. So you just use your voice and you ask it a question and it will give you those answers. And basically how that is going to work, they say try a voice mode for a more seamless gameplay experience when actively playing games on Xbox. Use voice mode on either the PC or the mobile to talk to Copilot directly to get help about the game you're playing and ask questions without breaking away from the gameplay. On PC as well, there are multiple ways they say you can interact with the gaming Copilot in voice mode. There's push to talk. So if you're mid-game, you want to quickly ask gaming Copilot a question, the push to talk feature does this, and you can enable this with hotkeys and stuff to get that going. And then there's mini mode. They say for a long running voice conversation, try pinning the gaming Copilot widget to do this. Launch the pin, and you can. There's different ways you can place your widgets within the Xbox PC, and then of course via mobile there is a microphone icon, which is like on any AI, where you can go in there and start using this. So this is to me a good use of AI in gaming, because people are already going and they're going to find guys, they're Googling stuff, they're going into websites, they're watching YouTube videos. This will just make it more seamless and take you less out of the game rather than having to take out your phone, watch a video, or type something in on Google. This to me is a pretty cool thing here. Microsoft Flight Simulator looks like it is going to be the next, or one of the next games here to launch on the PlayStation 5, the 2024 version. It looks like this is going to be coming in November. This is a rumor at this point, but it is coming from the Polish publication PPE, which has revealed that the latest entry in the series will make its debut on PlayStation 5 sometime in November. So that's what they are saying, this publication. We've heard other people and some other rumors about this game coming over. The other thing that we have also heard about that potentially is going to be happening is a Halo game, like the Halo the Master Chief Collection. People have talked about that for a while. They thought it was coming to the Nintendo Switch too, and that seems like that isn't happening, at least anytime soon. And then Starfield. That is the one that obviously, before everything really went multi-platform, broke open the whole Xbox business meeting and people lost their minds. It's interesting that after all this time, I think it's about 2 years now, or a year and a half or so, however long it's been since that whole craziness, Starfield has still not landed on the PlayStation 5. That was the one game that started all of the rumors and all of the craziness within the Xbox community. Now, I do think Starfield is going to be coming over to Xbox, and I do believe it will be coming with the next DLC that they are working on. It just seems like a no-brainer to bring it over there and release some sort of complete edition of Starfield where you get the base game, and then you get the first DLC and the second DLC with it. Makes complete sense to me, and they'll be charging PlayStation gamers full price, and I fully expect Starfield to be one of those games that tops the charts on the PS5, as we've seen from many of their other titles within the Xbox first-party publishing that have done well on those charts. One game that didn't do so well was Gears Reloaded, which I was not surprised. I actually predicted Gears Reloaded would not be a chart topper, but I do think Starfield will be. And I do think if a Halo game comes over, that will be as well, even if it's the Master Chief Collection. I think that would do very, very good. But I think the next Halo game that does come out, potentially the remake of Halo CE, which people have said is the next one. And it's kind of been teased when Halo Studios showed off Unreal Engine 5 and then showed off Master Chief in his Halo CE armor. I think that one also will do insanely well on the PlayStation 5 when or if it does end up launching. But it looks like in November we'll be getting Microsoft Flight Simulator going over to that platform. So anybody on PS5 who've never tried it, it is a pretty insane experience graphically, what they've been able to do and just how realistic that game looks when you are playing it on any console. Even on the Xbox Series S, somehow getting it running on that was pretty remarkable. Xbox has also added some more games here to the retro classics. I love how they have the retro classics and they are continuously adding games over. They've added 4 more games to this service in September and every month with Game Pass announcements, it seems like they are adding games. So they have Dragonfire, which is from the 1982 from Atari. Quick Step from 1983, also Atari. Space Quest, the Sarian Encounter from the Amiga 1986. Space Quest 3, The Pirates of Pestilon, the Amiga 1989. So very old games, retro games, if you're into that type of stuff, which I am, just trying them out and kind of seeing where gaming did start, especially the games that did come out in the 80s. It's just insane where we have come. You can now go try those out on the Xbox Retro Classics app, which if you haven't been in there in a while, pretty cool still how they have the quest and you see the different gamer takes and you're trying to beat people's scores. I like how they have that all implemented in there. Battlefield 6 is coming. The beta has already come and gone, and the beta I think did decently well in terms of performance, but now we have everything locked down with the performance targets, and depending on where you play, whether it's the Xbox Series X or S, the PS5 or the PS5 Pro on console, we now know exactly how this game is going to run. So the Xbox Series S is running at a maximum resolution of 1080p and targets 60 frames per second. So they're able to hit that 60 FPS on the Series S, which is great. And we previously did hear Battlefield talk about how the fact that optimizing the game for the Xbox Series S made the game better across the board because they were able to do that. On the Xbox Series X fidelity mode, a maximum resolution of 1440p targets 60 FPS. The Series X performance mode, a maximum resolution of 1280p and 80 plus FPS. PS5 is the same with comparatively to the Series X in both the fidelity and the performance. So the 1440p 60, the 1280p 80 plus FPS. Then the PlayStation 5 Pro here has a fidelity mode of 2160p and targets 60 FPS, and then a performance mode of 1620p at 80 plus FPS. So that's the performance targets. That's how you'll be playing the game. I think whatever console you're playing on, even if it's the Xbox Series S, you're going to have a good experience here with Battlefield 6. This thing I think is going to come out very polished, or we're not going to have a lot of issues with it at launch. All right, 2 more things here. Steam is ending support for the 32-bit operating systems. So that's something that they're going to be upgrading here. They say in an announcement on the Steam website, on January 1st, 2026, Steam will only run on 64-bit versions of Windows 11 and Windows 10, saying that only 0.01% of systems that were submitted in the Steed hardware survey use the 32-bit OS, saying existing Steam client installations will continue to function for the near term on Windows 10 32-bit, but will no longer receive updates of any kind, including security updates, and Steam support will be unable to offer users technical support for issues related to the old operating systems, and Steam will be unable to guarantee continued functionality of Steam on the unsupported operating system. So if you are on the 32-bit OS, you're going to have to upgrade here very soon if you're going to want to continue to be able to use Steam and get security updates and all of those things. And finally, as we know, Tencent and Sony are currently within a lawsuit because of Sony suing Tencent for infringing on Horizon with their Lights of Motorum game, which I look at it, it does look like they definitely copied some stuff here from Horizon, or basically took it and then just put their own little different sheet of or layer of paint on it. And yeah, it took a lot from Horizon. But Tencent has now come back at PlayStation and at Sony and are actually calling Sony out. One of the things that they do mention here is that Sony is seeking an impermissible monopoly, saying at bottom, Sony's efforts is not aimed at fighting off piracy, plagiarism, or any genuine threat to intellectual property. It is an improper attempt to fence off a well-trodden corner of popular culture and declare it's Sony's exclusive domain. Now, I'm no lawyer. I'm no IP law person who is an expert in it or a copyright expert. But if you ask me, just looking at Tencent's game and then Horizon, it does look like they copied it. But what Tencent is claiming here is funny because this just brings me back to the whole ABK thing where Sony was trying to block the acquisition of ABK. And the thing that they were arguing as well was that Xbox was going to be creating a monopoly within the cloud, and they were going to try to push PlayStation out of business by getting a game like Call of Duty, which would literally be the end of the PlayStation platform. So these companies, they just argue the same types of thing. We'll see who wins here. It's going to be very interesting if Tencent has any case based off of the things that I've seen between the two games. However, you never know because these things are a lot trickier than what they do look like on the surface. But I will end the video there. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you are new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.